So this course, data structures, what are we talking about? Well, we're going to cover what is a data structure. Like that's a key foundational principle. And then from there, we're going to get into object-oriented design and programming, which is not classically part of a data structures course, although objects can be thought of as a type of data structure, that it is a way of structuring data in memory. From there, we're going to get on to primitive data types, primitive data structures, low-level things, how objects work behind the scenes, how arrays work behind the scenes. And then we'll get into linked lists, which you will all come to hate. That's okay. It's part of the process. Linked lists are really important foundational data structures, but are kind of a pain in the butt to work with. And so learning how to work with them is a rite of passage in computer science and programming. That's okay. I'm here to help. Okay? And then from there, we'll get into abstract data structures, stacks, queues, priority queues. Trees can be abstract or concrete. Graphs can be abstract or concrete. We won't really get to graphs, unfortunately. But we will, graphs are kind of like trees, and we'll talk more about that later in the semester, and heaps. So that's the course, that's the content. Some requests, obviously, if you're seeing this video, you've found the Canvas page. That is the website for our Canvas instance. All information, assignments, feedback will be posted there, both for you and from you. So, all assignments have to be submitted through the Canvas page. Communication to me will be done through university email or through the Canvas messaging application. Forgive me. Now, I know that younger people don't use email. Not like people of my generation and older. However, people of my generation and older are currently running things like schools, businesses, government institutions. So you kind of got to get used to doing that. So please do check your email regularly. Even if it's 2 or 3 times a week. My email is always open. My email's on my phone. My email is on my desktop and always open. My email is generally open on my computer at home. So if you send me an email, I'll get it pretty quickly. And yeah, okay, there are other ways that you can communicate in a business setting, Slack or things like that. But generally speaking, if you're working in a business setting, you are going to be using email at some point, even if it's to talk to external customers or the marketing department or whatever. Unless you are in the hipsterest of hipster tech startups or the smallest mom and pop business, email is the way to go. So, I know young people communicate using different applications. I presume you guys communicate via TikToks or something like that. I kid. But, once you guys run the world, you guys can change how we communicate. We can communicate via text message in a professional setting, or we can communicate via Instagram story or whatever the next future communication paradigm is. But right now, most communication for business, education, governmental purposes, all that stuff is done through email. So please get in the habit of checking your email regularly. Let's see. Office hours, if you're on campus, it'll be in my office in 1128 or via Microsoft Teams. Office hours are listed on my homepage and on the syllabus. And there's a bookings page that you can use to set up these appointments. It links with my calendar, so that's great. You can also set up a meeting via Teams if the hours for my office hours are not going to work for you. But if you're going to do that, please contact me first, right? I set up my office hours to be, generally speaking, 8:30 to 5 o'clock, Monday through Friday, unless I've got something else already scheduled. And the only thing I ask is 3 hours notice, right? That's what the bookings page requests of you, 3 hours notice. If you want to do something in a narrower window or outside of those hours, that's fine, but talk to me first. I have a home with 3 kids and a wife, and I like to eat dinner sometimes. So sometimes I might be spoken for. So that's why I set up the hours the way I do. I am generally pretty flexible, but if you want to make sure that I'm there, you got to either email me first and then set up a meeting, or use the bookings page. Um, for those of you on campus, most semesters I do an open lab where we get together in a room on campus, and you come in and you can do whatever you need, right? If you just want to work and be around other people doing work, that is fine. If you have questions about my class or questions about another class, that's fine. Come in, get help. I frequently get students coming in from my class or CISC 120, which is programming 1, but I've had people come in for databases, for formal languages, for discrete math, for calculus, all of these things. So, come on in, do work, we'll work on it together, and I will help out as best as I can.